One step beyond you. Only one step. Only one step.
Good morning. This is your girl, Erica Lynn, and welcome to Motivational Fridays. Well, welcome back to One Step Beyond You. This is home of motivation and inspiration. Each week, I bring you different topics that will inspire and motivate you onto the next level of your life. This week, I just want to take a glimpse into purpose because it's weighed heavily on my heart. And so many people are living their life just day to day, check to check, week to week, not getting any self-gratification out of you, out of your life, out of what you want to do, who you want to be. You know, a friend of mine had said something to me, and I said it before, and I often think about it. She has said 3 questions to me. She says, who were you? Who are you? And who do you want to become? So that made me sit back and think, like, okay, who was I? You know, I was a woman who did a lot of things. You've probably did a lot of things in your life that some was good, some was bad, but that don't define who you're going to be in your future. You know, who are you right now? Who you are right now doesn't dictate who you used to be or who you're going to be in the future. And who do you want to become, to me, means, like, what is your purpose? What do you want to do in life? Just because you are one place in your life right now doesn't mean that you're going to be there tomorrow or next week or in the future. So I have some questions to ask you. Are you tired of living life the way you have always lived it, or the way you have been living? Do you feel there should be more in your life than what you have? Should there be more to your life? Well, see, a lot of people, they're tired of, like, they're like, I get up, I go to work every day. I'm not happy with my job. My boss get on my nerves. My coworkers get on my nerves. I'm just focused on the computer all day, or I'm helping customers all day. I'm doing something that does not fulfill me. So what are you doing that does not fulfill you? You know, and so when I say that because you really need to ask yourself, what are you doing that doesn't fulfill you? How can you reach that level of fulfillment so that you feel that that when you wake up with a smile, you happy to get up and go to work, or you happy to run your business, or you happy to be the woman or man that you knew you always could be, or, you know, so I ask those questions because it's important. Many people go around day to day knowing that you should be doing more with your life. You should be helping the youth. Like, I find so many people that has great, they talk to the youth and they inspire and they motivate them, but they're not using it, right? So you could become a counselor, or you can be a motivational speaker, or you could start little small youth groups. So if you know that you have the gift, the talent, and the knowledge to impact our next generation, I say go for it. That might be your purpose or your calling, because you might talk to one young person and it can change their life. Because the difference of the sound of your voice, or the difference of the experiences that you've experienced, or experiences that you know others have had, and you share it with this young person, it could really make an impact on their life. You know, a lot of people just feel stuck. Like, why are you stuck? Like, you write your own narrative. So why are you stuck? So if you were a book and you're writing your book, what is your book going to say when you get to the end? So the book might be happy, it might be sad, but if you're writing your book, you can make your book be any way that you want it to be. You don't have to stay stuck, or you don't have to stay in the position you're in. You can always change it. You can always do whatever it is that you want to do. I was talking to a girlfriend last night, and we was discussing like her preparing for an exam that she has to take. And where our conversation, it started out being one way and it went to another. But what resonated with me about our conversation is that she had to go through a process. See, most people, They want to start the business. They want the business to be one way. They want to be a motivational speaker. The next day they want to be worldwide renowned. Or they want to go to work today, get your new job today, and expect you're getting a promotion and a raise tomorrow. There's a process to everything that we do in life. If you focus on the process, I promise you when you get to the end, the results will be wonderful. They'll be well worth the process. But as you're going through the process, you're going to be making progress. Some progress may be baby steps. They may be big steps. But you're going to be making progress. It might not seem like you're making progress as you go along because you just want instant gratification, but it's just not always going to happen that way. But you are making progress. The progress is that you took the time to study and read and learn and do everything that you needed to do so that when you get to that point of the exam, then you're going to be successful. You're going to pass it. It's going to be so gratifying in taking that exam. But sometimes while you're going through the process and gaining the progress, we often isolate ourselves. You go in a form of isolation. Well, but there's nothing wrong with some isolation if it's for a purpose. So, for example, I looked up the definition of isolation. It says, the process or fact of isolating or being isolated. So if you isolating yourself so that you can study and take the time to read and learn and focus on when you get to that test, then that's a good thing. But oftentimes when we're going through that process and getting that progress of studying and we're being isolated from the outside world, we often feel alone. And then that's when the devil gets an opportunity and he starts playing on our mind like, oh, what are we doing? Why are you studying? Why are you going to take this exam? You know, you're not going to be a lawyer. You're not going to be an accountant. You know, like, what was you thinking about? Who are you going to save? Well, sometimes isolation does play with our mind. The devil does get in and he play with our mind and we just thinking like all kind of crazy thoughts. So that's when I always tell you to reach out and just every now and then if you marry, hey honey, I know I've been studying, I've been working a lot, I just need a little companionship, you know, break up the monotony a little bit. But I want you to stay focused on that end goal. So don't take that point from getting a little companionship or reaching out to your girlfriends and your friends. Keep it for a short minute, stay on your time and finish. So you have to be dedicated to the process, because if you're not dedicated to the process when you get to the end result, then you won't get the results that you wanted or that you knew you could do if you spent time focusing more and being dedicated to the progress of the process that you've been making all along. So some of you all that's in school and you're going to college to get that bachelor's degree or that master's degree, and I know 4 to 6 years, or you want to be doctors, what they say 7 years to be a doctor. I know that it's a long time and you often question like, why I'm here, why am I doing this? Because your end game, your end goal, your purpose is that you're going to help many others. You're going to help countless number of people, but you got to be willing to go through the progress. Well, you got to go through the process so that as you're making the progress, that when you get to the end, you'll be walking into your purpose and it'll be so self-gratifying. I promise you. So everybody, I want you to say, I got to go through the process so I can get the process, so I can get the progress. Let me say that again. I want to go through the process so that I can get the progress of walking into my purpose. So that's something we can say. That's today's message for today. I got to go through the process to get the progress that I need to walk into my purpose. Tweet that out to everybody. You can tweet it out. You can Instagram it, Facebook it. I got to go through the process of getting the progress I need to walk into my purpose. Oh, Lord. Because see, when you isolate yourself, I talk about isolation a lot because it's important for me to tell people you're not alone in this. You're not alone. things may not seem like they're going the way you want them to go, but you're not alone in it. And so when you feel isolated, you just reach out and with the commercial go, just reach out and touch someone just by the click of a button. Nowadays, you just touch your cell phone and click the name and it calls somebody, right? Because if I ask 10 people, maybe 1 out of 10 people might actually know somebody's cell phone number by heart or a house phone number. So that still kind of go, just reach out and touch somebody. Just reach out and touch their name and your cell phone and give them a call. Like, hey, can you keep me company? Can you help me redirect those negative thoughts? But if you know a God like I know my God, He will send people in your life that would disrupt the whole negative feelings that you've been having. He'll disrupt all of that thinking when you like, oh, I'm fat, I'm not happy. What is my purpose? Like why am I going to be a health instructor? Why am I going to be an exercise coach? Why am I going to coach people and help people transition from one way of life to another? Who am I? How can I help people to just be whatever it is that they want to be? And so when you know God like I know God, man, He disrupt all that negative thought and feeling that we normally have. I had spoke to you guys before about like the series that I have been reading, like the T.D. Jakes book Crushing, and the T.D. Jakes book is a part in the book that stood out to me that I'm going to share with you. T.D. Jakes says, now more than ever, it's crucial that we begin seeing the plans we have imagined for our lives. These plans cannot compare to God's strategy for fulfilling our divine purpose. Well, so in other words, things change in life. They're never not the same. And in most cases in life, there's never a straight line to get into the finish line. Well, the route to success is a process, and it's in us detours. So if you know that you want to get this 4-year degree, you're not just going to go to college for 4 years and not expect that there's going to be highs and lows, or that you're going to just get straight A's, or like you could be getting straight A's and then all of a sudden the financial aid department send you an email. Well, unfortunately, we can't cover you for this semester. And you go all crazy in the tizzy like, I don't got $10,000. How am I going to pay for these classes? Well, that's a detour, because in your mind, now you got to get on the ball and figure out, okay, where's this money going to come from? Or do I got to take out a loan? Is it paper that I didn't fill out? There's never a straight line to get into the finish line. And if you understand that, then you'll be prepared mentally to deal with the things that's going to come. So when walking into your purpose, and I ask you and I encourage you to walk into your purpose, but I also want to prepare you for as you walking into your purpose, that is not going to always be a straight line, and just be prepared to deal with the things that come. So I got to laugh at that because I'm human, right? He is my producer. It's hilarious. He cracks me up. I wish sometimes you guys could see what I see. We're going to do like a behind the scenes, or like Erica before the show or after the show, where I'm just going to kick it and we could just talk, and perhaps my producer be willing to sit in too, and y'all can get an opportunity to experience the love and laughter that I do on a regular basis every day. So when I was preparing today's message, I was up late at night, right? Because my end game goal is I want to be a worldwide renowned motivational speaker. But I can't just say I'm going to be a motivational speaker and don't get up and do the work that's required. So I often tell everybody my schedule is crazy. But don't do like I do. Do like you want to do. So when I get up at 5 or 4:30 in the morning to pray to get my day started, I'm ripping and running. I'm going from one job to another, or one event to another, or what many of you all don't know is I started taking acting lessons. So I'll be in a play. We got rehearsal was starting tomorrow, actually. So I'll be rehearsing for an upcoming play, and I'll keep you guys posted on the information for the play if you guys want to come out and support. So I'm always doing something. I'm always going on a journey of discovering and learning and enjoying Erica, my highs, my lows, what makes me laugh, what makes me cry. And I do that because in order to walk into my purpose, I have to totally understand me. So part of my purpose is motivating and inspiring people, coaching people, transforming lives all over the world. But how can I transform your life if my life is in a tizzy? And so I had to learn tools and techniques that work for me. And then I took those tools and techniques and I understood how to help you help yourself, And so that was something that I thought was pretty powerful for me. And even with staying committed to doing these lives, I had said last week, I get up pretty early in the morning on a Friday so that I can come and share some of this motivation with you guys. But it's not easy, but it takes pure dedication. And so I don't just wake up in the morning. Now, some people, they could just wake up in the morning, sit in the camera and flow out of their mouth. But I have to prepare. I have to make sure that I'm doing what Erica needs to do to deliver the message that you guys are here to receive. And I hope that everyone receives a good message every week. And I always say, if there's topics that you want me to speak about, just drop them in the comment section and we can go and work on those topics and I can come with a live. I always love ideas. I always like to share and speak about what you guys want to hear. So comment in the comment section below. Let's kick it. What topic do you want Erica Lynn to kick it about? I remember watching this movie called The Day After Tomorrow. And I was talking to my son about it. And he was like, yeah, it's a good movie, but, you're making me lose my concentration when you're talking to me about the movie. But the movie The Day After Tomorrow, the actors in it was Dennis Quaid and Jack Gyllenhaal. What I found interesting about the movie, like the earth had began to flood. It was this water everywhere. All of a sudden you look out your office door and there's big ships going past your window. And you like, what? And it's fish and sharks and alligators. Like, what happens? Like, how did the world come to that point? So after all the water flooded all of the northern hemisphere, then all of a sudden a big freeze came over the earth. It froze everything. And so if you were inside the water when that freeze instantly came, you stuck and you froze in that ice and you can't go anywhere. And it killed you, from being in that frozen water or just being stuck out in the environment. However, what I like about it is Jack, his name was Jack, the character's name was Jack. Jack took a lot of time prior to this happening. He started studying and being up all night, missing dinners with his family, missing time with his wife. But he believed in what he was learning. Like, he started understanding about nature, like what makes the sun come out, what makes the trees grow, what makes nature nature. And he just started learning and studying all these graphs and maps around the world. And it took a lot of time. It took a lot of things from him. And I'm sure Jack had a lot of lonely nights and a lot of lonely days from learning and understanding and respecting his craft. But the best part about the movie to me was when he was able to rescue his son. His son was in a library, held up in the library in New York. And his last words to his son is stay out of the cold, stay warm because the freeze is coming your way. So that saved his son's life and along with the other people that was trapped in this place in the library. Well, what I love best about him taking the time to study his craft, he understood what his purpose was because he went to the government and he said, the climate is changing. This is what's going on. I recommend you evacuate everybody out of this area. And they thought he was crazy. But because he studied, and I mean day after day, night after night, week after week, and he had passion and believed in his purpose, knowing and understand his purpose, he was able to save his son's life. So I know you guys think I'm talking about Jack in the movie, and that's not really what I'm talking about. What I want to know is, what is your gift? What gifts is inside of you? What is inside of you that needs to come out that's just hidden? What's hidden inside of you? Like, are you a wonderful painter? Like, because I want to see your paintings displayed all over the world. Are you an awesome photographer and you're just not taking pictures and showing people who you are and what you can do with showing pictures and glimpses of the world in a different eye from your point of view? Like, what is the one thing that you're good at? Please share with others. Don't keep it inside. Don't keep it bottled up because what my pastor say, the best ideas that were ever made were ideas that's in the grave. Do you want to go to your grave without sharing your gifts and your talents with others? Because I say it to you over and over and over and over and over and over again. What is your purpose? What is your purpose for being here? And when you discover and understand and walk into your purpose and become the best man, become the best woman that I know you can be, the best wife, the best mother, the best son, the best daughter, the best pastor, you can be who and whatever you want to be as long as you begin to walk into your purpose and understand who you are. Man, I tell you, when I began to talk about purpose and focus on this purpose, I said I can't just tell you or help you on focusing on your purpose on just a 30-minute show. But so then I developed my seminar, my conference, Motivating Into Your Purpose. So we did the conference last year, Motivating Into Your Purpose. We had an awesome turnout. People had walked away from the seminar different than the way they came in. Even my mother was like, I know what I want to do now. And it was so fulfilling and gratifying for me to drop tools and techniques to not only tell you, oh, you got to walk into your purpose, but then I began to give you tools and techniques of walking into your purpose, right? So this year, we're having Motivating Into Your Purpose 2019. And in Motivating Into Your Purpose 2019, our theme is show up and show out. But I'm not doing it by myself. By the grace of God, I have 3 other speakers that agreed to embrace and share all of their knowledge and their speaking and their gifts and their talents with you to give you the tools and techniques that you need to understand and walk into your purpose. So I want to shout out Pastor Leon McDonald III from the Winter Circle. He's one of our wonderful speakers. Pastor Barbara Bankston. Oh, that sister is on fire. I went to an event that Pastor Bankston did. I'm telling you, I didn't walk away the same way I went in there. Her event was called Unmasking. And Unmasking, Unmasking, I understood what it meant to be authentic, right? So that means that there were some things that was inside of me that I was holding, and so once I got real and got a grip on what I was holding in, I began to unmask and peel off all the layers that was inside of me, so that I could be comfortable and be authentic and share and continue to deliver the message to you guys. Now, another one of the phenomenal speakers is Coach Jesse Cole. And I know you hear me talk about Coach Jesse Cole a lot. He's an author, he's a speaker, he's a coach, and he has Kingdom Mogul Ministries. And he said you can have faith in, what I love is he said you can have faith and do business at the same time. You can have faith and bring God and faith into the boardroom. And you know, his thing makes me think about, I remember when I was coming up and I was in elementary school, you know, we used to talk about God in school. Like they would have like certain moments where you could talk about religion and things like that. And to me, that helped the kids stay a little bit grounded because you got an opportunity to understand and use what you learned at home or what you learned in church while you was in school. It wasn't like it is today. You got to be iffy. You can't talk about religion. You can't because everybody has so many religions, and in this day and age and so in social media, everybody is just so touchy. So you got to kind of be careful with what you say. But even when I decided to do what I'm doing, right, I had to make a decision because God is what's first and foremost in my life. I had to make a decision that if I'm going to talk about God when I speak, or do I got to be mainstream? And I remember speaking at a school, and it was the parents of an elementary school, and I had wrote this wonderful presentation to go and speak and encourage the parents, right? And in my presentation, I had wrote a scripture or two so that I could relate my point. But when I got there and I'm all set up, then that's when the lady said, well, because of all the different religions, you can't, talk about God, or you can't, read those scriptures. So when I took that, I had to take it out because we was there. It was last minute, but it totally kind of threw off my speech, even though I'm a good speaker, so I was able to work around it. But what I'm saying is, be you. Don't change you for nobody else. Like if you want to talk about God, if you want to talk about Allah, if you want to talk about Jehovah, if that's what's in you, then talk about it. Let that be a part of you. So the people who don't want to hear, then they won't hire you. But there's countless others that don't mind hearing you speak about it. So don't be afraid to talk about religion. Don't be afraid. Don't walk on eggshells, because you can have God in the boardroom. You can have God in front of the camera. You see Steve Harvey, he impacted millions of lives, and he often talk about God. So you can't allow someone else to dictate and determine your future and who you are and what your purpose is. Your purpose is what you make it. Because when you're going through the process and you're working the progress and walking into your purpose, only you and God know what the end game is going to be. So I always encourage everybody to walk into your purpose. So today was just a little glimpse of walking into your purpose. I can't wait to see you guys at the seminar. You can go on the website, www.onestepbeyondyou. That's the number one step, STEPBEYOND, the letter U.com for tickets and more information. It's also a link on social media on the One Step Beyond You somewhere. So if you're on the page, you can scroll and you will find it in the events tab. But I'll be posting more flyers to come. So you guys, I want you all to be there. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity, because this is once in a lifetime that you could get 4 wonderful speakers in the room and sharing knowledge that they've learned over the years, and sharing just the progress and the process and helping you show up and show out in your life. Man, I can't wait to see you all there. Even before I even started this journey, right, of discovering what my purpose is, I had to go through the process, right? And then I had to gain progress and understand what it is. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't a straight line getting there. I had highs, I had lows. I wanted to quit. I was like, I want to be sad. I want to cry. I want to be happy. I didn't know what I want to do, but it wasn't easy getting to the finish line, and I still got a long way to go. But look at some of the end result. 7 techniques of healing. This is the end result of me going through the process. I wrote a book that many people have read, and many people still support and want me to come and speak on 7 techniques of healing. I had to do my healing. My journey was one way. What's your journey? Your journey is going to be different. That's one thing that came out of it. This is a flyer for the event, Motivating into Your Purpose 2019, with Pastor Barbara Bankston, Pastor Leon McDonald, and Coach Jesse Cole, and myself, Erica Lynn. This is some progress that was made because I went through the process. I didn't instantly wake up and start booking events. Nobody probably would have came because they like, who is Erica Lynn? I had to begin to develop my brand and understand who I am so that I can pour out to you guys and show you who you are. So I encourage you to stay on the road of walking into your purpose and understanding, develop, and loving yourself. It's not going to be an easy road, but continue to progress, because I promise you, you'll like the end results. You guys can follow me on Instagram. I have 2 Instagram pages, I have 2 Instagram pages. The One Step Beyond You. I also have One Step Beyond You, Erica Lynn, on Instagram, and then the YouTube channel. Follow us on the YouTube channel. There's going to be some upcoming things that will be on the YouTube channel that you can only get on the YouTube channel, and you won't be able to get it on Facebook. So you want to make sure that you like and subscribe on the YouTube channel, and that you follow me on Instagram, because there's just going to be some powerful information that I'm going to be dropping in the upcoming future. Excuse me, I got a tickle in my throat. So once again, I thank you guys for tuning in to One Step Beyond You Live with your girl, Erica Lynn. And like my girl, Rosemary say, it's Friday. It's my favorite holiday. We're going to celebrate with a paycheck and 2 days off. So shout out to Rosemary and shout out to the Friday holiday. You know, I always enjoy talking to you guys, but just remember to always focus on the process, because you will make progress to getting to the end of walking into your purpose. So don't forget that. And as I always leave these lives, I want to tell you, and just remember, it only takes just one step beyond you. God bless you.